welcome back to the channel. My name is Maddison and this is where I show all of the things I've been working on: knitting, crocheting, sewing, cross stitch, sometimes jewellery, dependent. Today's video is a little bit different because I have noticed that there are several of us podcasters on here on YouTube that have decided to, or have mentioned that we are looking to make a particular shawl. Now, one of these lovely podcasters, Emily from Emily Makes, has reached out to me and asked if we could make it together at the same time as a little mini make along. But I figured because there's so many of us that have mentioned this particular project, that I thought that a mass make along might be quite nice. So I am sending out a call. I am asking you to hear my call and join us to make the Mixed Media Shawl. Now, it is a pattern by Shannon of Blue Fern Yarns, who is also on YouTube as the Norfolk Knitting Girls. It uses crochet and knitting to create this really pretty shawl. So the central point here is all crocheted. Then you pick up your stitches along the edge and you're knitting for the rest of it. So you are going to need 2 skeins of yarn and a mini contrast, because there is a slight, just a little bit of a hint of colour in there as well. And yeah, so I've mentioned it a few times on both on my vlogs and on my podcasts that I've got yarn set aside to make this particular shawl. So I figured that I would start by showing you the yarn that I've got and getting it caked up. And yeah, I am calling everyone who has this in their list or has mentioned it in a podcast or in passing or just has it in their queue. Cast on and join us for a Mixed Media Shawlalong, I guess. So I am using Blue Fern Yarns, not just because it's their pattern, but because I figured these go really nicely together, and I bought them to work together. And I bought them at EAYF last year. Must be last year now. So I have Pool Party, which is blue. It's got all the different colours mixed around it as well. And then I have Peach Melba, which is all the yellow tones, but it still has those pops of the red in it as well. So those are my 2 main ones, and I'm thinking to do this one as the main, I think, the crochet bit, and then this bit as the knitting. I can't remember which way round. No, the other way round. So this as the main, the crochet, and this as the knitting. So it kind of looks like a beach. So you get the waves are at the bottom. And then for my contrast, I have 2 options. I recently picked up this skein because I couldn't find a mini at Glasgow School of Yarn this year. And that is this one, which is You're Gonna Be Popular by Laura of the Lonely Knitter, because it has the same sort of speckling, and I thought that would be quite nice as my contrast in between the blue. But I've also found this one, which is a neon pink from Wooler Yarn. I don't think they dye yarn anymore, so it's quite like a neon. It is very bright pink, but I think I'm actually leaning more towards this one because of those speckles, so that the speckles are throughout. So these are my 3 colours that I think I'm going to use, and I'm going to get it all caked up and potentially start it this week. I don't know. So yes, if you have this in your queue, if you have the yarn ready to go, then join us in making the Mixed Media Shawl by Shannon of Blue Fern Yarns. It doesn't have to be Blue Fern Yarns yarn, obviously, but yeah, I'm really excited. So thank you, Emily, for getting in touch, because it's really nice to work on the same project as someone else at the same time. I've already mentioned previously that Kirby of Knit Crochet Read Repeat and I are going to be making a toaster together, because I've never made a jumper, I've never made an item of clothing that is knitted, so that way they're able to help me along the way, sort of. But I've also mentioned before that Joe of the Hooked and Happy podcast and I are both working on a crochet between the lines shawl as well. Completely random, because I've had mine, I started mine a very long time ago. But it means that we've both been working on the same project, and it's been giving us the motivation to keep going, but also to sort of spur each other on. I noticed that Jo mentioned in her most recent podcast, which I think went up yesterday, that she's only got, I think, 4 repeats left of the pattern before she's due to do the finishing rows. I've not actually been keeping track of where I am in that pattern. So I sat down last night and counted all my rows to work out where I was. And I think I have 3 repeats left of the pattern. Because where I've now learned the pattern, I'm not keeping track of where I am in it. My aim is to try and use as much yarn as possible for that, because they're 1,000 meter cakes, the Shepherds cakes, so I want to try and use up as much of it as possible. So I'm tempted to just keep going until I've run out. But yes, so it's really nice to do a make along when you know other people are working on the same thing as well. You can spur each other on, keep each other going, and keep each other accountable as well. So as I said, and I've repeated myself multiple times, but if you have this pattern in your Ravelry list, or you just have the pattern in general and you have some yarn, like I said, you need 2 skeins of yarn and 1 mini skein. I'm pretty sure everyone has 2 skeins of yarn and a mini somewhere. But yeah, so I'm going to cake my yarn up and then we'll get crocheting, because the first bit is crochet. So let me know in the comments if you're going to join us, and if you want to share pictures, etc., please do use, I think we'll use the hashtag Mixed Media Shawlalong on Instagram. If you post your pictures on there, then we can all have a look, or even just posting a picture with the tag Mixed Media Shawl will work as well. I'll look at both. But yeah, it'd be nice to see what everyone's doing, what colours people are using, and it'd just be a really nice little make along. So just something to work on together. I don't think there's any deadline really. The idea is just to have fun with it. If you're making it along with us, please do share, comment in the comments, and yeah. So hear my call. Join us in a make along.